suitable boy कौन होता है?
For me, a suitable boy or suitable partner is anybody that you can see yourself grow with and who just allows that sort of freedom for you.
One who takes care of my daughter.
Still in character. Perfect.
There are many actually. There's not a suitable boy. There are many.
I like that answer. And Rasika?
The one you don't get married to is the suitable boy. This is my Meenakshi moment.
Yeah. Hello, मैं हूँ शहाना गोस्वामी.
Hello, my name is Mahira Kakkar.
Hi, मैं हूँ ताना मानिटाला.
हेलो, मैं हूँ रसिका दुक्कल. आप देख रहे हैं और बताओ स्तुति जी के साथ.
शो का नाम है और बताओ. मेरा नाम है स्तुति और अभी बहुत ही सूटेबल महिलाएं आपको स्क्रीन पे नजर आएंगी. तान्या मानिकतला, रसिका दुग्गल, शहाना गोस्वामी, माहिरा कक्कर. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग अस.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much for having us.
इससे पहले कि मैं कुछ भी पूछूं, सी आई एम नॉट अलोन, आई एम सिटिंग विद दिस. So the first word that comes to your mind when I do this, when I show you this, वो क्या है?
Fun.
Tanya, fun. Okay, not bad. We have a word there. Tanya, what about you?
Flipping. For me,
Okay.
it just flips my mind.
Mahira
Hefty.
and Rasika.
Charming.
Suitable boy कौन होता है?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to answer this. For me, a suitable boy or suitable partner is anybody that you can see yourself grow with and who just allows that sort of freedom for you.
Mahira?
One who takes care of my daughter.
Still in character. Perfect. Shahana?
There are many actually. There's not a suitable boy. There are many.
I like that answer. And Rasika?
The one you don't get married to is the suitable boy. This is my Meenakshi moment.
Yeah.
Perfect. अब मैं ये देख चुकी हूँ because Toronto International Film Festival में we managed to see this and ever since I wanted to actually talk to you ladies. सबसे पहले तो how did the casting happen? There's so much of buzz around this. This is like an epic novel, so difficult to finish. आप लोगों ने ये किताब पढ़ ली और जब पढ़ी थी तो सोचा था कि कौन सा किरदार निभाना है?
Actually, मैंने ऑडिशन प्रोसेस से पहले कभी किताब पढ़ी नहीं थी है, पर मैंने बहुत सुना था इसके बारे में ऑब्वियसली बिकॉज क्योंकि मैं भी लिटरेचर की स्टूडेंट रही थी तो हमेशा मेरी दोस्त मुझे बोल रही थी कि कैसी लिटरेचर लवर है तू अगर तूने ये बुक नहीं पढ़ी है. बट खैर मैंने बहुत सुना था और फिर ऑडिशन जब शुरू हुआ तब मैंने ये पढ़ना शुरू की, पर अनफॉर्चुनेटली मैं कभी खत्म नहीं कर पाई क्योंकि आपने देखा है इसका साइज थोड़ा सा बड़ा है और मैं स्क्रिप्ट पे मेरा फोकस शिफ्ट हो गया था फिर. सो बस मेरा यही था. पर जी डेफिनेटली व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड ऑडिशनिंग मुझे लता के बारे में इतना और जानना था, सो आई केप्ट गोइंग बैक टू द बुक. इवन व्हाइल वी वर शूटिंग आई वुड ऑलवेज लाइक टेक गाइडेंस एंड टेक हेल्प फ्रॉम द बुक. सो मेरे लिए हमेशा एक हेल्प रही थी एंड समथिंग टू गो बैक टू कॉन्स्टेंटली.
Super. You know, I right now recall the conversation I had with Meera Nair और उनसे जब मैंने पूछा that how did you find your Lata? She told me about this picture of yours with dark circles because you were, you know, it was after a day of work and she said कि मतलब बहुत बुरे हालात थे but फिर I realized that
So I was actually working as a copywriter at the time and कोई एक्टिंग के प्लान्स नहीं थे, दूर दूर तक कभी सोचा भी नहीं था ऐसा होएगा. बट मैं थिएटर करती थी when I was in college and one of my friends called me up to tell me about this project, a confidential project he said, and he did not obviously share the details with me but he said that it's something big and it would be a great opportunity for you to be a part of. And I was like, okay, fine, let's go, whatever. And then I went for the audition and I met Dilip Shankar sir there. And that's when I learned that it was for a suitable boy. और मैं ऑफिस से थकी हारी गई. स्क्रीन पे आप जब इतना काम करते हैं तो आपकी तो वैसी ही एनर्जी इतनी ज्यादा ड्रेन आउट हो जाती है. एंड व्हेन आई रियलाइज्ड इट वाज फॉर अ suitable boy, I was like, oh my god, I'm really screwing it up here. What did I think? What was I thinking? But then Dilip sir was very kind. He saw that I was tired and he's like, darling, do you want to come in some other day and want to or like re-audition sort of? And then I went in and did my readings with him some other day. Hopefully, I
Yeah,
wasn't looking that tired.
No, but super. We are glad that because the casting is pitch perfect. Abhi, Mahira, I'll come to you. एकदम ना Pride and Prejudice और उनकी याद दिला दी आपने. So even when you said you have to marry the boy of my choice, we were just completely on your side.
One of the notes that Meera ji had given me, उन्होंने कहा था कि because she had met my mother, she said बस अपनी माँ को channel करो. And then so that was a really good note for me because my mother is very loving and also very concerned about her daughters. We both live away from her, so that was a wonderful note. And then also I remember my dadi and my nani, and we were staying in a hotel where there were constantly shaadiyan ho rahi. Pata nahi kitni, I don't know how many weddings there were when we were there. But there were lots of mummies, and all these mummies were talking about trying to find matches for their darling bitiyas. And so, there was inspiration. Mane ekdam air mein tha. So, yeah.
I can imagine. Okay, now coming to Shahana with the oomph and the मतलब जो आपने नखरे बिखेरे हैं इस show पे मतलब why don't you just speak to us like that?
Oh, like Meenakshi. I love speaking like Meenakshi, but I don't know how to keep up with her.
Really, how
No,
did
she
this
was-
casting happen?
So strange. I don't know. I was just saying that sometimes certain things. I mean, like Tanya was saying, it's destiny, and it played out very strangely because when I found out about it, and then I auditioned for the part, and I didn't think that I'd be able to do it, but I kind of said, let me try for this part, and I chose to audition for this particular part, and I don't think anybody would have seen me ordinarily or imagined, and I'm saying this because मैंने खुद ही अपने आप को कभी नहीं सोचा था कि मैं कर पाऊंगी. फिर कहीं जब मैंने वो ऑडिशन किया, and मैं ही जानता था because I auditioned for the scene where I'm with Randeep and like getting cozy with him, और वो मैंने अकेले बैठ के किसी अपनी दोस्त के बेड पे बैठ के उसकी पेटीकोट पहन के मैंने किया है, and I sent the audition to Dilip, who then shared it with Meera, and that was the first feedback I got, and उन्होंने बोला that they would really liked it, so I said, oh great. But there were still some considerations, and there were certain options or things that were being looked at. So it took some time, in which time normally I would have given up and thought कि नहीं ये तो नहीं होने वाला है, मुझे पता है. And but कहीं मेरे दिल में हमने ये मीनाक्षी मेहरा तो मेरी है, वो मैं ही play कर सकती हूँ. And this is a normal thing for me. I'm not that kind of an actor. I'm always thinking कि नहीं कोई और अच्छा कर लेगा, ठीक है वो I'm probably the worst choice. So, and especially for a character like this, I would have definitely been much more self-doubtful. But somehow, destiny की बात होगी, अब कुछ होगा, मुझे एक inkling था कि ये तो होने ही वाला है, and it happened, and then of course I panicked. एक बार जब वो confirm हो गया, तो then I panicked and I said, अब पता नहीं कैसे क्या करूँगी मैं. लेकिन thankfully, Meera was so lovely and so helpful. मैं रोज जाती थी और मुझे ऐसे palpitations होते थे हर scene के पहले कि आज तो मैं कुछ mess up कर दूंगी, लेकिन somehow the energy was such, and there was so much trust and faith she had in all of us that वो कहीं से निकल के आ ही जाता था, and it was great to be able to play a fun character.
Yeah, true, out and out fun character. और अब मैं आपकी मुलाकात कराऊंगी उनसे जो veteran है और बताओ शो की, रसिका दुग्गल. Like this lockdown, we're all stuck, and आप एक प्रोजेक्ट के बाद दूसरा प्रमोट करने आ रहे हो. अब मिर्जापुर की साइड, you're also talking about A Suitable Boy. इसमें, the first scene itself, you look gorgeous. How was your entry into this project?
So the casting directors of the project, Nandini Shrikant and Karan Mali, they got in touch with me one day to say that Meera is making A Suitable Boy and we want you to audition for a part. So I felt like I don't need a script. There's Meera Nair and there's A Suitable Boy. I want to be a part of this project no matter what role I'm getting in it. So they said, you're playing Savita. I had read the book long back and I couldn't really... I didn't have that much memory of the character, exactly how she's like and all of that. But they said, "Sari pehan ke aana hai." Or I knew it was set in India in the 1950s. So I said, I am not leaving any stone unturned. in this audition. So I had this nice cotton sari which I took out of my cupboard, and I said, यार वो मेरे पास सब वो blouses थी वो आज के cuts वाली, where the sleeve is shorter and all of that, and they're made of a different kind of material. And I was like, this is just not looking like the 40s and 50s, and I have to get a blouse stitched which this character would wear. So I got a blouse.
क्या बात है, मास्टर
And I
जी के
went
पास
for
में आप.
So I went for the audition. Audition कर लिया और कुछ दिनों बाद कॉल आया कि मीरा saw your audition and she really liked it and she'd like to meet you. I was shooting in Delhi at that time for Delhi Crime Season 1, and ittifaq se Meera was also in Delhi at that time. So I went to her house for breakfast one day and we chatted, and she said, I'm putting the project together and I'd really like you to play Savita. I really liked your audition, and let me just get the other cast members together and we'll finalize things soon. After that, the project went into a little bit of a problem, and it was shelved for a bit. And almost a year later, and in that whole year, I used to keep calling the casting directors once a month to check, are things moving on the project? Am I being cast or not? Because it was really, for me, to work with Meera was a very big thing, and I didn't want to let go of that opportunity. A year later, I got a call saying that she wants you to audition with 3 different actors because she wants to test who she should cast as your husband. And my first thought was, I hope the blouse still fits. वो blouse है कि नहीं? Fit हो रहा है कि नहीं? So then I went for like a Savita ka Swayamvar kind of an audition where I auditioned same 2 scenes with many different actors, many of whom are friends. And then the lovely Gagan Dev Riyar was cast as Pran. Yeah.
When I saw the show, and this was something I told Meera, कि इतना authentic है, production design was so, and the material, एक तो इतनी depth है उसमें, that, why 6? Why not 12? Because there's just so much more that, could have been explored. But I want to know from you, because a lot of people had a lot to say about Indian actors in an Indian setting, English बोलते हुए. तो कई लोगों को अजीब लगा, कई लोगों ने बोला accent सही है नहीं है. How was the experience like for you guys? What do you make of the whole thing? In fact, Meenakshi, I'll start with Meenakshi, and because you're from the family which is more British than the British. मतलब अंग्रेज गए और इन्हीं को छोड़ गए.
जी बिल्कुल. तो वो that was something that I think also that I related to, because I'm also Bengali, and I of course I didn't see that era, but I had heard a lot about people like that and seen people like that through my family. And so yes, there were sections of people in that time that spoke a certain way, this kind of clipped British speaking of an aristocratic kind of way. So that was very fun to play and work with. We actually did have we had diction classes, because just to have that kind of clarity, because आज के ज़माने में हम इतनी जल्दी से हड़बड़ी में बात करते हैं, ऐसे बात करते हैं, वैसे बात करते हैं, just to get that kind of clarity and the pacing of the way people spoke. इतनी जल्दबाजी नहीं थी उस ज़माने में, तो वो था एक. But yeah, I mean, about the language, I think it's always you can never please everybody with the choice of language. क्योंकि I was just saying कि हम लोग कितनी फिल्में देखते हैं that is set in the south or certain different regions of the country, but they are in Hindi. Nobody speaks in Hindi in those places, but we don't question that because that's become the norm. So similarly, I think this was a project that was commissioned by BBC, and it was for their local audience. So it was a choice that was made, and the book is written in English. I think that is also an important thing. The book is written in English.
I think for me, it's an interesting question, but I also think that English is an Indian language. I firmly believe that it is, especially now, it is an Indian language. We may speak it in
we've
our own
Indianized
way,
it
but
in
our language.
Yes.
Absolutely. We took something that was given to us in our own in a very beautiful way. Meera fought for every word in Hindi and Urdu that is there in the original. There we fought very hard. She was like, no, there is the way that Indians speak, it all flows together. It's not separate. And in terms of the accents, I mean, my mother's brother, who's now I think in his late 70s or 80s, he speaks exactly like Arun. It's the same sort of accent, the British even wanting to be like them because that is the prototype of, I don't know, success or whatever. So that is my take on it. For me, it is like, and also like, what is it, Shahana, that you were saying? It was like we're trilingual, quadrilingual in India. We just, it's not like compartmentalized. You just flow and like I think in 3 different languages, and it's all like mixed up together. So living in a world where it was like Indian English, because also that was really emphasized by Mira. That for me, it just felt like, bathing in the waters of what India is.
Yeah.
Rasika, I think, said it best when she said, this project is being directed by Meera Nair. I want to be part of it. How is it working with her? What's her working style? How does that magic translate on screen?
It was an honor for me, and she's such a delight. I feel like, obviously, we've all seen her cinematic masterpieces, and you see how passionate and how driven she is for her work and towards her work. Even though before that, I never thought I had a shot at it, like in my wildest dreams. After talking to her, I wanted to be a part of the project. Not just because she is Meera Nair, but because of the person that I saw in her. And she's so well-rounded. She's driven. There is the driving force and that love that she has. We just sort of want to bask in that energy and just sort of learn, because there's so much you could learn from her. And that is what, for me, was working with Meera Nair like.
Perfect. Anyone else?
Rasika?
Yeah.
Whenever I used to watch Meera's films, and obviously I loved all of them, I couldn't really put a finger on what exactly was it that was making it so watchable and lovable. And I realized that she brings a lot of mischief into every scene. So when you're reading the scene, it might seem very ordinary, but when you're playing it out with her, and that's the kind of person she is, I think. She's very mischievous. She brings in one little musty element. And I was just talking about a scene in which I'm in labor. And Shimit was shooting that scene. And I was very nervous to shoot that scene because I was like, Shimit, I don't know what it feels like to be in labor. Shimit's like, I also don't know what it feels like to be in labor. So we said, okay, Meera was shooting for the other unit. And we said, why don't you come and take a look at what we've done and if it's worked out well. And in that scene, Rupa Mehra is standing next to Savita while Savita is in labor and saying some inappropriate things as usual. Which, I mean, usually Savita is very tolerant and of Rupa Mehra and probably really always trying to understand where she's coming from. So Meera watches the scene and she said, you guys did a great job, but I think this is a great opportunity for Savita to just whack Rupa Mehra. Those kind of things, the elements that she brings in are unpredictable, they're very mischievous, they're very... they've got a lot of masti. So I think I really love that.
One thing I wanted to just quickly add is that she is somebody who has unlimited amounts of energy, and watching her is like you make yourself work the hardest you ever have because she's working 20 times harder than you and doing it so effortlessly with a smile on her face and is enjoying every moment of it. She was running around constantly doing everything, and she's a very hands-on director. So the attention she gives to each and every aspect of things, just watching her as a team leader, you really see a great captain there, and that's just a great quality to have in life, I think, when you're working in big teams. And that was really inspirational to watch, I think.
Absolutely. This was so much fun. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for talking to us. बहुत मजा आया.
Thank you so much. और बातें करेंगे अगली बार.